Hello, friends. This is Coldrun. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker, where we are here in Mordona. I have my potato next to me, and we're ready to start on the 5.6.1 quest, I think. Newfound Adventure. I've seen this title around, and that's about all I know about the next thing, is that I know people can get the title Newfound Adventurer, which is blessedly non-spoilery. Which I appreciate as someone who's going slowly through this content. That the title isn't like Slayer of Tataru or whatever the new story is going to be. So, here we go. Tataru is putting on a pot of tea and looks in need of company. The reward is a question mark. Kakushu, how lovely to see you. You're not in too much of a rush. I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Dude, excuse me for a second. I'm gonna... Sometimes the cats demand pets, and you can't do much but pet them. Or else you'll get a claw to your elbow every 2 seconds. Haru, if you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Nod, nod. Take a seat then. I'll find us something to nibble on as well. Not the bread. That looks really good. Oh, and they got those cookies too. Those like, what's the name of those? Those like pink cookies with like the green thing in the middle or whatever color they end up usually being. Boy, you bought out the bakery. That looks
so much quieter these days without everyone around.
Yeah, the signs are a hush hush wink wink thing.
Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand.
You got your own business going on.
Sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it.
I thought you were doing your own business.
What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
I guess we're going to see today, won't we? But my plan also beyond that, like once I finish the MSQ stuff, is the next thing I want to do, once I'm caught up to the MSQ and all the raids and stuff, is I want to try out crafting and gathering. That's my new plan. Still mulling it over. Let's do, I'm still mulling it over. I feel like Kaku should be ready for a break.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you.
I am open to suggestions.
You fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while?
Happily. Very happily.
Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again and travel the world in search of wonder.
I already love where this is going. I already love where it's going. You're right, who knows what mystery is still waiting to be discovered. That's a great idea, but where to start? You know what, let's I think she's helped us enough as far as ideas go. Let's go from there. You're right, who knows what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered. This isn't a big issue World of Warcraft has had, trying to where, I don't know, well,
that's the spirit.
We'll come back to that.
I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly.
Just the idea that you just want to get back sometimes to just being an adventurer and not be like the champion, the hero, the legend, whatever. And just in terms of like in a meta sense, like in terms of the character you play, like I like starting new characters for that reason. And I'm happy with this direction.
Now, all you need is a destination.
What do you have in mind?
If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me.
All right, point me in the right direction, Tataru.
Thavnair. That's where you should go next.
Why Thavnair?
I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzatan the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you.
I mean, I guess.
There's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance.
Now you're talking. Because I've been around Radzatan. I've been there plenty. The sea around there, yeah, that's a new area.
Of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
That's right, the MXL trailer. The 7.0 and beyond trailer.
Azem's crystal. You may consider your duty to see at least that much.
That was a weird picture they got him in. It was like when you pause someone on Twitch, like, and then there you go.
I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world. In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's still a work in progress.
No, you're all good. I'm fine dressing, cosplaying as a demon like I am now.
Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight.
Oh.
I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
They're actually going to give me. They're actually going to give me a new costume. Okay. You're the best, Tataru. Make sure it has yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not. She knows to put pockets in it. You're the best, Tataru. I'm not going to look a gift dress in the pockets. She utterly best girl. Is there a spark there amidst the candlelight?
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care.
She's so good.
Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement.
I am.
I am one with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims.
She is a delight. She's being an utter delight right now.
Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures.
I knew you'd think of it.
I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Getting a little meta there. Which they've done before. Like, I think the Pixies at one point, one of them threatened to dump the contents of my bag onto some of the others.
You mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Yeah, Kakushu likes to dive in full clothing, usually. You sleeping? Yeah, this is an echo or just a dream? Prophecy, probably. This is this Aziz Law? What is this? Or Sea of Clouds? Not Sea... Is it Sea of Clouds? I don't remember. I don't know where this is. Feels like somewhere from Heaven's Word, but I'm probably wrong. So we got fire cloaked or darkness cloaked demon sort of thing.
And thus I am returned.
New big bad? What's going on? Just randomly? Okay, so we got a new... my mind's all working right now. Is this Newfound Adventure? Is this... The voice could be anything. Could be a void sent, it could be Gaia, it could be anything. It's not Gaia, but like... Thus I am returned. No idea. Could be anything.
Ah, you're awake.
I am. The sugar knocked me out, probably. Does it happen to anyone else where you eat sugary stuff and instead of putting you, like making you get all rabid, it puts you to sleep?
I get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream?
No.
Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If
All
you
right.
accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
The Diamond Forge. Is that a place in Mordono, like one of Rowena's places? Boy, I could do with a pastry right now. Those look so good. Yeah, so the Diamond Forge is one of Rowena's places. Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece. No napping this time. I only need a moment, you'll see. I'll trust you. But even if it takes time, that's all good. A little more room in the shoulders, open up the cuffs, a final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. That looks fantastic. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream ready for a bold new adventure? Yes, it does. It's like, oh my god, I friggin' love that. It's like I don't think it's just the mannequin either. I think it kind of gives me that traveling hobbit like hobbit traveler clothes. You've outdone yourself, Tataru. It's understated, it's practical, it's like it's loose, it's perfect. I'm so glad you approve. You've outdone your... Yeah, literally what I said. So you've outdone yourself, Tataru. Thank you. So what do I do? She's not going to accept any payment. Oh, stop. You'll make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. I can do that. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. That's a face. Oh yeah, I caught you. They'll look at you, a famous hero, and wonder... Wherever did she purchase those stylish yet practical garments? Yeah, you're getting your business off the ground. And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Tataru Taru's boutique. I can hear it now, the merry clink-clink of gill overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Tataru ends up on the Syndicate or something like that. I really wouldn't. Wayfarers. I really, like, all sincerity, like, I that might have come off as, I don't think it came off as sarcastic, but it's hard to tell sometimes, but I really meant that sincerely. I think that the garb looks fantastic. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Well, there's people in the comments, mostly. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. I hope not. I don't want an amnesia storyline for Kakushu. Something to keep in mind in any case. I mean, it happens. I mean, collect the unending codex. Okay. Tataru Taru, of course she's the first entry. What is this? Is it going to show me what the heading... Persons and concepts. I like it. I certainly like it. I'm just going to skim through it, but... like, I don't know. I don't feel the need to read these aloud, but I want to skim through it at least. Okay, publicly the receptionist, also the coin keeper. A role she executes with an enthusiastic cunning that borders on the terrifying. Yes. Born to Oldon merchants. I didn't know she was born to merchants. I really don't know anything about her, I guess. Her family lost it all to bankruptcy. I guess that explains why she's so careful about money. You hear about families from the... or children of the Depression, how careful they are to save every last piece. Right, plagued by debt, introduced the harsh reality of the Sultanate. What's a lapidary? Apprenticed herself to a lapidary at the age of 12. I'm looking this up. I assume it's something with tailoring, maybe? Lapidary. Relating to stones and gems, and then the work of... Okay, so it's like gem cutting. Lapidary, maybe it's related to like lapis lazuli, like that sort of thing. She met Minfilia then, who would later recruit her. Tataru resolved to use her newfound position to serve others as well as her own wealth. When the Path of the 12 relocated to the Waking Sand... I forgot, what's the Path of the 12? I must have totally forgotten about that. Her role expanded. Association... Yeah, so she grew in... she was instrumental in seeking out potential members blessed with the Echo, so she was a recruiter too. Was she involved in any of the intro storylines? Was she in the old Oz storyline? I don't remember. I don't remember. After the Calamity, when the Path of the 12 merged with the Circle of Knowing to form the Scions. That's who the Path of the 12 was. Okay, or that's at least one of the things about them. She continued as Secretary and Coin Keeper. And then it just starts in on kind of the history of, you know, later A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, and Stormblood. Privately, Tataru has long regretted her inability to assist her comrades in martial endeavors. I remember the Arcanist training. Those efforts met with misfortune, including the escape of her carbuncle companion. Boy, that was weird to see that carbuncle again. But we know that she's like super powerful if she ever wants to go back to that. So that's a door they're keeping open. She's become something of a master artisan, going so far as to establish her own boutique, yet always manages to find the time to fashion new outfits for her Scion friends. Best girl. One of many best girls, but a best girl. Okay, Scions of the Seventh Dawn. So this is... so that origin, the Circle of Knowing was led by Louisoix, and the Path of the 12 was led by Minfilia. I didn't know that they were basically equals. I mean, to the extent that there was a merger. Probably not every merger is equals. Most are not, I guess, so never mind on that. And the rest of this is just kind of what we know about. But what's so wild, what's so interesting is that this seems to really be setting up the possibility, and I could be wrong on this, but at some point, they're going to have to not... I think they're going to change it to make it so that not every new player has to go through all the old stuff. This could be... I wouldn't be surprised at all if they started, like, here, or somewhere around here. If this was the beginning of a way for, like, of a real break for, like, players to... I don't know. I really don't know. I keep thinking, like, is this... Oh, sorry, I keep cutting myself off. I wonder if this is a way for the game to set up something where, like, a new player won't have to go through all the old content. Where, if this is truly the end of the story of Zodiark and Hydaelyn, they're starting at something new, maybe they'll treat it that way, and they'll let, like, new players start from, like, 7.0 or something, and use this to, like, if they want to read the background, if they really want to break. I think they absolutely could do that, because I think eventually they will. I mean, eventually they're going to have to do... Like, if this is around for another 5 expansions, they're not going to make new players go through all the old stuff. I think they'll want them to. I think they'll leave it open, but I think this might be the start of that. That's my guess. Yeah, the final days, again, is just a summary of this expansion. Okay. New entries for prominent terms and characters will be added to the codex as you progress. I love that. I absolutely love it. Tataru has been added to the unending code. Yeah, okay. Bountiful Ruins. You know, I'll see you in a second. Hold on. So, I took a real long time to think about this. This is a while later from when I cut off. Because I wanted to at least... So it started out, I just wanted to put this glam on. That Tataru gave me. And then it hit me that she didn't give me pants. And the pants I had were, like, these bright balloon pants, these, like, hammer parachute type pants, and they didn't fit, so I went and crafted just... And I thought about what kind of aesthetic would go with it, and so I crafted just a pair of just low-level... I don't even remember the name of these is. Amateur's breeches. I just crafted some amateur's breeches, just kind of as a plain pair of pants. And then I decided, like, you know what? Let me remove my title, too. So I removed my title. I thought, what minion would go well with this? And none of them. So I dismissed my bat. All of them had some history to it. And I think the point of this is that even if we keep our history, we can start could still start with a kind of a fresh mindset, and there's value in that. So I also removed Pigeon's barding. So Pigeon also isn't sporting a Byakko gear or Dragoon gear. He's just a Chocobo right now. Taru. Bountiful Ruins. Tataru has some advice to share with you. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnair, I suggest you explore your options at Mairead's Mayhane. That pronunciation is back to bite me. The finest drinking establishment in Radzat-Han, I remember it well. Charm the employees, and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tale-tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Kakushu, and may fair fortune find you. Goodbye, Tataru. We're off on an adventure. Bountiful Ruins. Estinian, you will recall I spoke of visiting Thavnair at Vritra's request. Well, he finally invited me to a feast and made his proposal once I was too full of Honish delights to refuse. He wishes me to train the Radiant Host in lance work. That's kind of a big deal. Nice job, Estinian. But that is a tale for another time. That's a tale for another time. When are we going to hear that tale? That sounds like a cool tale. What we need now is a merchant or trawler with a ship fit for the open seas. Mattia is a fisherman by trade, yes? We should head to Akyali and see if he can help us. Okay, yeah, good to check in on Mattia. There's another unlock quest here. Hippos Born to Run. Okay, I didn't expect that, but I'm already kind of doing the MSQ, so I'll come back to that later, but maybe that, you know what, actually, I'll bet, you know what I'll bet that is? I'll bet that's the Arkasodra, unlock quest. Oh, right, I have to be back. I was, as you can see by my shirt, it's the next day, or it's a different day. And, yeah, I was on Warrior. Mattia, or Estinian, what do you got to say? Hoping to hire a ship rather than buy one. My funds would not stretch quite that far. Yeah, you're getting a little bit smarter. Also, look at that adorable Chocobo Halloween costume. When is that from? I don't remember seeing that. That's awesome. Like the ghost face? That's incredible. I don't know when that came out. That's really good. Mattia, my friends, what brings you to our humble village? So you need a seaworthy vessel to seek these ruins. Considering it was your deeds which allowed us to return to fishing, I should think everyone would be glad for a chance to repay the favor. Wait here, and I will have a boat stocked and ready for you in no time at all. Does Estinian sense the waif? Does Kakushu sense the waif? I don't know. Yes, that's a yes. Estinian, have you noticed our little shadow? He's been following us since we left the city. We're just adjusting something real quick. We see you there, boy. Show yourself. I've said this before, but I like a lot how the characters in this game are not fools. Like, they're fools about certain things, but they won't, like, overlook the obvious unless it's for purely comedic intentional effect. Like, Estinian, he's a little bit naive in certain areas, but, like, even here, he, like, acknowledged that, yeah, the map might not be real. I know that. Like, I know there's a chance of that. I'm not going into this like, ooh, it's a map. It's definitely real. But, like, and he knows that, like, sure, he's empathetic for the kid, but he's not, like, believing everything the kid's saying. Like, he's crafty. He's I don't know if he's even crafty. It's just he's not ridiculously oblivious, and I appreciate that. Estinian, it is you. You know how far out of our way we walked so that we not cross paths with some wild beast? That is that's incredibly sweet. Nice job, Estinian. Ragged Waif. I'm sorry, sir, but aren't you the heroes who saved Thavnair? You are. I know you are. And I've gone and cheated you. I work with Zashal. You see, the map merchant. Zashal, you see, the map merchant. It's my job to play the pleading orphan to convince the crowd his wares are worth the price he asks. Yeah, we got that. I'm ashamed of what I've done and beg your forgiveness. If not for you, my sister and I would never... well, we'd be... Enough. I knew your game, and I paid the price willingly. A fortunate purchase, as it turns out, for my friend here was seeking those very ruins. You're kind to overlook the wrong I have done you. I mean, are you gonna... Because if you're gonna tell us, like, by the way, the map was just something I drew up last night for fun, like, that'll change it, but there's more you need to know. The map you bought is very real, as is the island it Oh, okay. As is the island it shows. I overheard Zashal selling the information to another customer. He told that man everywhere he needed to search about the ruins, about the vault, about everything. Then the man sailed out to find his fortune, never to return. You can't go alone to that place. You should have more friends with you, maybe even a whole army. I appreciate you, Ragged Waif. Hopefully you'll get a name sooner rather than later. I do not doubt the ruins hold danger, but I assure you, between the two of us there is little we cannot overcome. Please, I cannot bear the thought of... Actually, speaking of things we can't overcome, it's also possible, because I know that at some point in 6.1, I think, the Alliance raid came out, so maybe the Hippos quest over there unlocks that too. That's also possible. We can invite our comrades. We might need a hand in moving the treasure. You've gone and made him cry. No, that's... I would say that to tease Estinian, but I think it's going to make the Ragged Waif feel bad, and I don't want to tease him even inadvertently. We might need a hand... Let's say we might need a hand moving the treasure. Love the boats in the background. Assuming we find anyone. Still, it may prove wise to bring some companions along all the same. Any ideas on whom to approach? The Scions have scattered far and wide since our last gathering. Thancred, Nurianje, Alphino and Alizé, Graha, T and Ishtola. We're just gonna just straight up Ishtola. Yep, she's a one-woman army. Ishtola. Her magics would be a welcome addition, but I'm loath to interrupt her research. Maybe we could ask a less prickly companion. Are you worried about getting teased? You might be. Oh, okay. I guess that was the wrong choice. Interesting. Thancred. So who would we... I think it's Alphino and Alizé. Well, gosh. His relationship, his closeness with Alphino kind of is canceled out by Alizé's... I think Alizé might still hold a grudge about her mixing the two of them up. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with the twins. Alphino and Alizé. Little Lord Alphino and his sister. Were they not bound for Garlemald? They have more important matters to attend to than delving for trinkets. Are you seriously? Is there just one right answer? I mean, I guess... You know, Grahatia. Let's fulfill our promise to Grahatia to have adventures with him. Kryl can come too. But she's more of a side bonus in this case. Aye, Kryl may have her hands full rebuilding the students, but if you reach out to Graha, he would surely leap at the invitation. Stinian, will that set your mind at ease? Yes, if that man is as strong as you... Is he, though? Strong, I mean, he's strong in his own way. What's your name, boy? Mayrod, sir. Well, Mayrod, your life is yours to live as you will, but I suggest you find a more honest trade if you truly wish to keep your sister safe. I'm not proud of what I do. But what choice do I have? We need to eat, and everyone's too busy rebuilding their own lives to bother with two grubby orphans. Wait, boy. I didn't take this roundabout road just to see you end up in some creature's belly. Let me walk you back to the city gates. Thank you, sir. Call me Estinian. Well, I mean, we've seen Thancred take a turn as foster dad, as, like, surrogate dad. I wonder if Estinian's going to have the same thing. Mayrod. Estinian, I think he's not as gruff as he makes out to be. You have read him correctly. Stinian. Friends for the road. Stinian's ready to escort Merod to safety. I shall leave you to recruit Graha. He'll appreciate the invitation that much more, I'm sure. As I recall, he was based at the Annex. Graha is pretty based. Someone there ought to be able to point you in the right direction. Let us be off too, Merod. Do me a favor, and don't stray from the path. Alright, we're going to find... Where are we going to find... Pico the Jika Tsunjika Baldezian Annex. Okay. Oh, Jika Tsunjika. Oh, look who it is. Welcome back, Kakushu. What might these students do for you? Ah, yes, he's in the main hall with Mistress Kyle. They've been holed up there for days. Oh ho. They've been holed up there for days. By all means, go and give them an excuse to take a break. They've been having quite a marathon session. All kinds of sounds coming out of that room. What kind of research are they doing? I've forgotten. If they've mentioned that, I apologize. I'm sure they'll update me.
Ah, Ojika, my good man.
Oh, so it's Ojika Tsunjika. I've been going with Ojika.
Would you be
Ojika.
so kind as to...
Hello! I love Kakushu's little smile there, like, hello!
Oh, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
I wish you had sent word ahead. I thought I was having visions for a moment there.
What are the two of you working on? How is the restoration of the students coming along? Oh, that's right, that's what they're doing. How's the restoration of the students coming along?
Slow and steady. Raha and I have been compiling old records of the students' activities. We located several accounts in the archives of Numenon and added them to the collection we recovered from the Isle of Vow.
And judging by the progress we've made thus far, sorting this pile will keep us occupied for days to come. But what brings you to the Annex, my friend? Surely you haven't come all this way just to watch us shuffle dusty papers around?
I've come to offer you a break from dusty paper shuffling.
The treasure vault of Alzadal III.
Indeed.
And you're looking for companions to join you on this expedition. I would dearly love to accompany you, of course, but I'm afraid I'm committed to another task. On the subject of which I had hoped to ask for your assistance.
Okay. I'm interested. Oh, that's right. He's this is like the moment he's dreamed about his entire life.
Then again, it's not so urgent that it can't wait until you've returned.
The little, like, shuddering tail.
You should go, Raha. I'll stay here and mind the shop, as it were.
Are you sure? I'd hate to leave you short-handed.
She could utterly troll him and be like, you know what, now that you mentioned it, I appreciate it. Thank you for offering to stay here, and just crush his dreams.
I'm sure. Just try to be back before too many moons have passed.
Well, I guess we're off on another adventure already.
That's right, Mom said you can come out to play.
Have you asked anyone else to come along?
You were the very first person I asked about that the game didn't tell me I couldn't take along. Nope.
Then might I suggest we invite your Stola?
Way ahead of you.
Ever since the Scions disbanded, she spent most of her time cloistered within the Great Gooble Library, hoping to piece together a method to traverse the rift. It would seem, however, that whatever wisdom she sought there was not to be found. She arrived in Charlian the other day. We spoke briefly before she began her search of Numenon.
Okay.
Considering what you've told us of Alzadal's extraordinary feats, I do believe your Stola would be more than interested to hear what you have to say.
So you think that something we're going to find here might be a hint to traversing the rift so she can get back to her feline romance? That could be.
Splendid! Then let us head to the archives at once.
Wait, before you go. I have another potential member to volunteer, if you've room to spare. Urianger.
Okay.
He sent the students a request for materials, you see. Treatises on the architecture of treasure vaults and the like.
That's very specific. I love this little perspective right there where you see like just the cat ears.
I can gather, the Loporrits are looking to make improvements to their own creation and wish to learn more about how we build things down here. So, why not take Urianger with you? Let him study Alzadal's legacy firsthand.
So, we got a DPS, we got a healer, and we have, because I assume this is leading up to a dungeon. This feels like, especially the fact that there's going to be, well, no, there's going to be me, Astinian, Graha, Urianger. No, there will be 4 of us. So yeah, we're going to have a full party if we go to a dungeon, or a light party anyway.
None can deny the benefit of seeing something with your own eyes. If our expedition leader has no objections, I say we extend Urianger an invitation.
Oh no, there's going to be 5 of us. Stola, Urianger, Astinian, Kakushu, Graha. No, there's 5 of us. I don't know what. One of them could sit out, I guess. I don't know. I just miscounted.
Safe travels, you two. But don't forget, I'd still like your help with that other matter I mentioned.
You got it.
Right. Then it's off to the library.
I just noticed someone did quite a detailed drawing, we'll just say, of who is that? Is that a Garuda? Anyway, right, that's off the... Okay. I think it's Garuda. I'm pretty sure I recognize that plot anywhere. There's another side quest here. Small business, big dreams. But again, I won't do this right now until... because I want to do the MSQ, but I swear I didn't see this before. This must have just opened up after we started this quest line. So now Graha and Kryl got entries in the Unending Codex. Let me check through these. All-Rounder, Dragoon, Mage. All-Rounder is an interesting title. I guess it's just, yeah, just how he's classified. He could do any role. This is interesting, this background. Graha Tia hails from Corvos in southern Elsabard. We heard that. Where the Allagan Empire once flourished during the Third Astral Era, though the Makote were once forced to toil in obscurity for the glory of Allag. Graha Tia's tribe, ever proud, devoted themselves to the study and preservation of arcane secrets. And then it was conquered by the Garleans, brought under the jurisdiction of the illustrious House Darnus. And Graha, heir to vast stores of Allagan knowledge, and last child born to the Allagan Eye, was given into the custody of the students of Baldessian. I didn't know that background. I knew some of it, but I really appreciate that they have it here just pieced together like this. And that this is, because presumably that this is stuff that has been brought up before. Like, I'd be surprised if much of this is totally new information. Because I think this is a really bad way to introduce information for the first time. Like, I think that was a failing of Final Fantasy 15. Like, I think just as soon as you met a character, like, for the very first time, as soon as you saw them, you got this codex telling you all about them, which is really lazy storytelling, in my opinion. But as far as a way to collect information you've already heard and review it, I really like it. Kryl Baldessian, Scions of the Seventh Dawn Mage. She was an orphan? Galuf was her foster father. I had no idea. Or her adoptive father. I'm not sure. I guess adoptive father is probably the better term. I apologize for the term foster, but I guess foster father is just a different term. But I didn't know that she was... I really have to finish up the I really have to push forward on the Eureka stuff, because there's a lot of stuff around her and just around that story which I want to get to that I don't know. So she was taking my Galef. Seeing there's lore on her hood. Uncommonly sensitive to the feelings of others, unwelcome thoughts flooded her mind, leading her to develop a guarded personality many found off-putting. Seeing this, Galef gave her a cat-eared hood, assuring her that her gift was not something to be bemoaned, and that it would one day prove a tremendous strength. Is the hood then like... Wait, I'm not quite sure I understand the relevance of, like, because he saw that in her, he gave her a cat-eared hood. Is it that the hood was like a way for her to hide away a little bit and like to give her a bit more space, maybe? Oh my god. She's taking a cat nap. Oh, red alert, Ishtola's napping. This is adorable. I hope she doesn't have the same reaction that, that Alize had. Oh my god! He's so cute!
I've never known Y'shtola to doze off in the middle of research.
Don't wake her up, be quiet. Yeah. That mischievous little, like... It wasn't mischievous, just... The facial animations are really something in this game. Yeah, we can wait, there's no rush. I said I wouldn't wait right here, because it is a little bit... I don't know. A little bit jarring to be right next to someone when they're sleeping and have them wake up and not see something they're not expecting to see.
Close my eyes for one moment.
I've been there. I blame both of you for that. This is totally on Kakushu and Graha.
How long have you two been here?
Longer than is polite. You know what? I think we can tease Y'shtola a little bit. Catching up on some light reading.
Something to that effect.
I think she's going to murder you, Kakushu. Be careful.
I must have been studying for 2-3 days straight before exhaustion finally claimed me.
The faces are killing me.
As you know, I've been researching ways to travel from the source to one of its reflections.
I do.
Well, looking for hints at least. I don't expect to find a simple set of instructions tucked away in some dark corner of the library.
Yeah, I mean, but that's research. You're trying to craft a method. You're not trying to find a... I mean, I don't think there's an old method to discover.
So I've been skimming through the stacks, hoping to uncover even a partial mention of any similar feats in the past. A means to travel between worlds exists, and you
could be
sure I will find a way to employ it.
Those were her parting... Not her parting... Those were basically her parting words.
So I promised Runa. But 'twould seem I've set myself a nigh impossible task.
You needn't be so hard on yourself. The leap I made with the Crystal Tower was not achieved in an afternoon. It was the culmination of a collective effort spanning generations.
Thank you, Graha.
Oh, you think me discouraged? I assure you, 'tis quite the opposite. A daunting challenge and the time to sink my teeth into it. I feel like a fresh-faced student again.
It's energizing to be done with the MSQ.
Indeed. Was there something else you wish to ask of me?
There was. Because she won't see this as a...
Pascal is no minor figure in Harnish history, and much is known about his family.
Yeah, she's going to see this hopeful... I mean, the idea is that she's going to see this opportunity as not a break from her research, but as just another facet of her research.
But this is the first I've heard of a descendant surviving a trip to another world. If those tales are true, then he may have left behind some clue as to how it was accomplished. An invitation to delve into one of the world's lingering mysteries, as if I could refuse. And whence do we embark upon this expedition?
Achiali, by ship. But before that, we thought to extend an invitation to Urianger as well. He was in Thalmazane last we heard.
Then by all means, let us recruit him and be on our way.
The party's coming together. Coming back together, I should say. We got a bunch of more of these unending codex entries. Let me just, again, just looking through them again. Sorceress, the cool-ass title. After 10 years of training with Matoya, Ishtola emerged from the cave, a woman grown, possessed of vast knowledge that easily earned her the title of Archon. I knew that she studied under Matoya. I didn't know it was 10 years worth. No wonder they're so close. Eidolon, Primal. The will of the star, 'tis she who has long kept Aetheris turning. I like the portrait they picked for Eidolon. I wonder if they'll ever give a separate one for Vana. No, they do cover in this same one. They do cover Vana's history too, about the Convocation of 14, about her indefatigable and insatiable curiosity. Yeah, so this is basically doubles as Vana entry. The Reflections get an entry, I guess, because they get an entry right now because that's Ishtola's main goal, is to find her way towards at least one of the Reflections. Curiously, while the Reflections are displaced from each other, the boundaries between them are not uniform. Certain worlds, such as the 1st and the 13th, are more readily accessible from the source, while others are not. One theory posits the worlds exist within pockets of reality arranged in a pattern not unlike the numbers on a clock face. So, and I don't remember which exactly were destroyed, but like, so presumably when they were all alive, it would have been easier to get from the 6th to the 5th and the 7th world. Whereas from the source, it's easier to get to from the 1st to the 13th. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I think it's too small a sample size to say for sure, but it does seem quite coincidental if only the first, like if the next one we go to is either the 12th or the 2nd, like if we go to any more, I wouldn't be surprised if we leave this alone for the indefinitely. But if we go to another one and the next one we go to is like the 2nd or the 12th, like I think that sort of locks that in a bit more. Crystal Tower. Yeah, this just kind of recounts the story that we encountered, the story we went through in the Crystal Tower storyline with Noah and Emperor Zandi and the Warriors in the Cloud of Darkness. Okay.
Our illustrious champion. Cloaked in the mantle of the common explorer, fame set aside in thy pursuit of simple adventure.
If we're making a movie, I feel like Urianger would be played by like Morgan Freeman or someone that has the narrator voice down pat.
I am told a new expedition is in the offing.
It's good to see you well. Wasn't Thancred with you? Yeah, wasn't Thancred with you?
He left to attend to some personal errand, but should be returning ere long.
Okay.
You've been keeping yourself busy, I trust?
They're definitely going to come back. I mean, they just dropped Chekhov's Thancred into this. Chekhov's errand.
True to our plan, Thancred and I embarked upon a pilgrimage of sorts, with an eye for gauging the state of those lands through which we passed. Our travels were interrupted, however, by a request for aid from our befurred lunar allies.
Our befurred allies, I love it.
As you may recall, the Loporrits had been seeking new purpose for the moon, another role through which it might serve to benefit mankind. The Forum hath been working to advise them in this endeavor, but I return to offer mine own counsel.
Wasn't it going to be a place for the Garleans?
And this has what to do with treasure vaults, exactly?
Ah, you have learned of my predicament from Mistress Kryle. I know not whence they acquired such knowledge, but the Loporrits now stand convinced that adventurers delight in treasure hunts.
Is this the Endwalker treasure map dungeon? Is it like a Loporrit place? I know it's the Excitatron something, is it?
With their newly built wonderland of riches and
That's got to be it.
do they hope to entice all manner of daring delvers to the moon? So earnest and innocent was their desire to bring joy to the world that I found myself powerless to refuse them my cooperation.
I think there are probably better uses for the moon, but you know what? This is pretty good too.
But what of you, my friends? Why are you come to Labyrinthos? Fascinating. This is indeed a most fortuitous opportunity.
Yeah, we get to show you a model.
I should be honored to accept thine invitation.
Formal as always.
How long hath it been, I wonder, when last our actions were not impelled by fate or desperation?
It's been a while. It's been a few minutes.
Aye. Though I cherish the Scion's accomplishments, 'tis pleasant to not have the weight of the world upon our shoulders for a change.
Nailing exactly why I'm excited about this particular turn in the story.
Counting Istinian, we number 5 now, yes? Without knowing what traps or perils await unwary feet, we may be wise to refrain from recruiting others.
Okay.
I agree. Between us, we should have the skills to handle whatever situation may arise. Shall we be on our way?
We have a good set of roles in our group.
What, no time to spare a word for the grizzled old bard?
I keep forgetting he used to be like a bard in disguise, or disguised as a bard.
A wasted trip, I'm afraid. I'd hoped to catch up with a former mentor while you parleyed with the rabbits, but it seems our paths were not to cross.
Which former mentor was this, I wonder? How was you're looking well. How was your pilgrimage?
Having an astrologian beside you on the road is surprisingly convenient. And it doesn't hurt that he's making strides with his light-hearted banter.
That's got to be some of the heaviest light-hearted banter around.
In any case, as we made our way around Ilzabard, we saw that much of the continent was in various stages of chaos. A certain amount of disorder is to be expected. The final days are over, and the people no longer have a common threat binding them together.
That's true. I didn't think of that, but that's absolutely true. If time to go back to older
That's
squabbles.
The thing with these fledgling troubles, eh? You need to keep an eye out, lest they mature into full-grown headaches. So, for what reason have so many esteemed personages seemed fit to gather? Beneath the waters of the Bounty, you say? I see you've already stolen away my traveling partner with the promise of unexplored ruins and scholarly glory.
Nay, 'tis not for mine own indulgence, but rather the fulfillment of my commitment to the Loporrits.
It can be both.
Ah, of course. And if you have a Stinian rounding out your group, you'll likely have all the members you need.
No, you can come too. You're allowed.
Feeling left out? I could put in a good word for you, if you like.
We may have been released from our obligations, but I'll never be free of that merciless wit of yours, will I?
Please no. Please never.
In all seriousness, 'tis best I sit this one out. Too many former scions consorting with one another might be seen as a cause for concern in certain quarters.
A fair point. If you're trying to keep a low profile, this is like the worst way to do it.
I'll return to my usual reconnaissance and scout out the situation in the Far East. Feel free to share if you come across any interesting revelations. Till we meet again.
All right, see you, Thancred.
Shall we also hasten our departure? Sir Estinian will wonder what hath become of us.
Hopefully he won't feel like we went behind his back when he advised us to not get a couple of these people, but circumstances have changed. Like, we heard good reason why they'd be interested in this for their own research rather than, you know, like, rather than seeing this as a distraction from it. So we got new entries for who? For those two, is it? No, just for Urian J, not for Thancred. Indeed, it is thought that Urian J elected to join the Circle of Knowing to learn the truth of Messiah Thousand Eyes' Divine Chronicles, a work that hinted at the coming of the Seventh Umbral Calamity. Urian J sought, in the moon's proceedings, said Calamity, Urian J sought to share his knowledge with the people of Eorzea, but his doomsaying only served to earn him an unflattering reputation. But after the prophecies came... Okay, so the seeds of him becoming an astrologian were already kind of planted earlier than I thought. I like that. Urian J. In my travels, I spied many a child wandering alone, orphans in all likelihood. Though homes raised by beasts and blasphemies can be rebuilt, the void left by those we have lost cannot be so easily filled. Boy, if anyone knows the cost of emotional damage, it's... Well, frankly, it's most of these people, but you're certainly one of them. Yeah. So you and Estinian are both kind of on the same page there. Estinian, send you to recruit Grahati and you return with an entire survey party. I hope Matzia's boat is sturdy enough to carry us all. I think it'll be okay. Stola, what he means is we are grateful for the use of one of your precious fishing vessels. Matzia, we are more than glad for the chance to provide it. I ask only that you take care to steer clear of the reefs and the shallows there. Yeah, we'll try to keep your boat safe. Okay. And I think that's actually going to be good for me for the moment. I'm going to call it here. Next time, because I don't know how many quests this patch line is, and it feels like now that we've assembled the Avengers again, like, I think this is a good stopping point. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. It'll help more people see it, and it just feels good as someone who makes these videos to see more people like and subscribe. And I noticed that we're almost at 100 subscribers, which is wild when I thought, like, maybe 3 people would ever be interested in this channel. So I definitely, if you spent any time here, whether it's 1 minute or a full video's worth, I definitely appreciate you. So thanks for watching again. See you all later. Bye-bye.